I'm very confused. Paulo Costa has confused me to a very, very high degree. I don't know what Paulo Costa is doing right now, and I don't even know if Paulo Costa knows what he's doing right now either. Let me try and break this down to you guys, and hopefully by the end of this video, we'll have wrapped our heads around what's just gone down, because this is a very weird situation. If you don't know, let's start from the beginning. Paulo Costa will not be making the middleweight limit against Marvin Vettori this weekend in his middleweight bout in the main event of UFC Fight Night Vegas 41. This is a very big fight for the middleweight division. Paulo Costa has had a year to make weight, essentially. It's been a year since he last fought Israel Adesanya. That was his last bout. He's had 365 days or more to make weight to 185 for his next fight, essentially. And he hasn't done it. And not only has he not done it, because this is not a weight miss. This is a weight midweek renegotiation once Marvin Vettori has already started cutting his own weight so that you can maybe have an advantage, Paulo Costa. That's the only thing I'm seeing here, is that Paulo Costa's trying to pull a dirty move to try and be bigger than Marvin Vettori. And I say this hasn't happened before, but it hasn't quite happened to this level of confusion before. Because Nick Diaz did this to Robbie Lawler not too long ago at UFC 266, and it was weird. But we all assumed, you know what, it's older Nick Diaz, he doesn't want to cut the weight, he might be injured, he looks a little bit out of shape, let's just do this fight at middleweight. Hopefully Robbie Lawler gets his share of the money that he would have gotten if Nick Diaz tried to make 170 and failed. And hopefully Marvin Vettori gets his share of the money this weekend that Paulo Costa wouldn't have been able to make weights for, so he would have had to give his money away. What is this midweek renegotiation thing that's been going on recently? I don't understand it at all. It seems like just an obvious way of cheating to me. Marvin Vettori has already started draining himself down to 185 pounds. This is not a few weeks away from the fight. This is not at the start of training camp either. This is 2 days away from the weigh-ins. And Paulo just says, you know what, I'm not cutting down to 185 pounds. And he hasn't really given a good reason for it. He has not even given a good reason. I mean, it's not even like I feel like I've been poisoned. Maybe he could have gotten away with that and had some sympathy votes. Who knows? I messed up. The scales said I was way bigger, but actually I'm way smaller. I'm sick and I'm holding on to all of my water. And I can't cut weight because I can't get water out of my body. Or there's usually some kind of reason as to why a fighter can't make weight. But with Paulo Costa, there's literally no reason. He just doesn't want to make the weight. And Marvin Vettori, credit to him, is still going to fight Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa is 211 pounds. 211 pounds right now. And there's no way he would have been able to make 185 pounds. He knew that, but he's waited until now to let us know that he can't make 185 pounds. It feels a bit shady. It feels dirty. And I feel like he's trying to gain an advantage over Vettori in terms of weight. Because the only reason that Paulo Costa does suffer in certain bouts is because although you're bigger than your opponents and you're a big bullying machine, that weight cut is going to make you diminish in the later rounds. You're not going to take a shot the same way. So for you to have a size advantage that you already have without having to go through the weight cut, that is a massive advantage over Marvin Vettori. And there's no reason. He's just saying, I'm not cutting down to 185 pounds. I'm not doing it. I don't know if he wants to get fired, because this is where it's going. If he loses to Marvin Vettori this weekend after all of these shenanigans, he probably will be getting fed to an absolute monster, or he's just going to be completely cut anyway, because Dana White is probably redder than he's ever been before. He's probably Dana Red right now. He is Dana Red right now. Boiling point Dana White. He is steaming out of his ears. This is such a joke. Paulo Costa. It's funny, but it's also really not fucking funny because you're supposed to be a professional athlete here. Marvin Vettori is a professional. He always makes weight. He always shows up to fights. And he showed up here and he was supposed to make weight and he was on weight. He's ready to cut the weight down to 185 pounds or 186 pounds. And Paulo's acting like it's Marvin's fault. Paulo is trying to make Marvin feel like the bad guy here. Apparently they've agreed to an 195 pound catchweight bout. That's the recent agreement. But we're being told that it's a verbal agreement from two people speaking their fucking second language on a Zoom call, speaking over each other. I don't even feel like they did agree to 195 pounds. Costa just said 195, 205, will you choose weight, you know, and Marvin just saying, what? Marvin is confused by the whole situation. I don't even feel like he agreed to 195 pounds. Apparently they did, on some level, agree to 195 pounds. But then Paulo Costa says before that he's not going to make 195 pounds. He's going to make 198 pounds. That's what Marvin Vettori said. Or that's what Ali Abdelaziz said that Marvin Vettori said. What is going on? What the fuck is going on? This is the biggest fight promotion in the world. The biggest combat sports promotion. The biggest mixed martial arts promotion in the entire world. And your number 2 middleweight contender has decided 2 days before weigh-ins, no, I'm not making weight. Go fuck yourself. I am moving up to another weight class, and Vettori will have to meet me there, and I'll have all the advantage. Credit to Vettori. So confused by this. And then what happens to the 20% of his money? Vettori should still get that percentage of money. But Paulo's like, we'll see if you're really a man if you take this one. Like, what? You have the weight advantage here. And he's like, weight doesn't matter to me. You're the one draining yourself to depletion to not fight guys your own size at light heavyweight. There are light heavyweights that weigh in at 211 pounds. I'm sure, close to that level anyway. But Paulo Costa's just like, you need to prove how much of a man you are. Don't take money from me. Don't complain about this. No excuses. You show up. Like, he's acting like he's Vettori here. Vettori should be saying everything that Paulo Costa's saying, and Paulo Costa should be saying everything Vettori is saying. They're gonna fight this weekend. Vettori is bulletproof on that, as I'm told here by Brett Okamoto. Apparently, Marvin Vettori said Marvin wants him to show up. We've never been a team to kill main events. I haven't talked to Paulo's team, but Marvin will fight him at heavyweight, apparently. Credit to Marvin Vettori. He'll fight Francis Ngannou on Saturday if that's who shows up. How do I picked Marvin Vettori, by the way. But now Paulo Costa's going to have a massive weight advantage over him. And there's no... This is a cheat. This is cheating. Essentially, you weren't going to make the weight. You didn't even try and make the weight. You're cheating. And in my opinion, this needs a rule change of MMA judging. Not MMA judging. How weight missing is judged by the jury of whoever gives out the punishments of the 20% fine. 20% is not enough. Paulo Costa's denying the 20... He should be groveling at his feet saying, please, Marvin, I'll pay you whatever you want. Let me fight this weekend against you. Paulo is saying, I'm not giving you 20%. I kind of respect the retardation levels here. But, like, I'm not giving you 20% of my money. Fuck you if you ask me for it. No fucking excuses from you, you bitch. I'm not making the weight. I kind of respect... And Vettori is in my position. He's in disbelief. He's laughing. He's confused. This is a weight advantage. He's cheating. In my opinion, if you miss by a pound, you tried to make weight. 20% of your purse. Good stuff. If you miss by over a pound, you didn't try and make weight. No win bonus allowed. People will start making weight, or they'll start draining themselves to 1 pound within the weight limit. And by the way, they get a pound advantage. The middleweight division is 185 pounds. They have to make 186. They already break the rules just to give people more of a chance to make weight. That's not good enough. So I think if you miss weight, and let's say you have to make 185 pounds, and you show up at 187.1, you should not be allowed a win bonus. Because... you're gaming the system. Paulo Costa in his mind, even though he's saying, I'm not even giving you 20%, I think Vettori's going to get his fucking 20%, and Dana White and the UFC are going to make sure that there is at least some punishment for Paulo Costa here. I'm sure of that. But, like, I feel like some fighters, they go, right, I'm not going to make weight. I'll give my 20% so I can have a better chance at getting my extra 50%. And then that's how it's going to go. I don't understand. They're cheating. Nick Diaz just did this to Robbie Lawler, and I know he's a Diaz brother, and everyone likes him, but it's a dirty move. It's a scummy move. It's a fucking pathetic move. It's an unprofessional move. And here we are. The plan is to go forward with Costa versus Vettori at catchweight. No specific weight to report just yet. So Marvin Vettori has probably paused his weight cut right now, when he was going to go down to middleweight, and is thinking to himself, what am I fucking weighing this weekend? Paulo Costa's the one who's going to make all the negotiations here. He's the one who's going to decide, it feels like, in the situation. If I'm Marvin Vettori, I'm saying, you know what, right now, 195, or you don't fucking get to fight me this weekend. But Marvin Vettori is such a G and a savage that he'll fight him anyway. So I respect Marvin Vettori here, and he could get bonus points. But what is going on with Paulo Costa? And I feel like this is a bit of a bigger issue here. I understand he's a troll. And I do believe he's trolling a lot of the times when he does the things that he does. I think people take him very seriously. He's speaking a broken language. I think people take advantage of that fact and act like they don't think he's trolling. But is he even trolling at this point? Maybe they're right to go after Paulo Costa for being an idiot. Because what is in his brain right now? I feel like, and I'll tell you this, I feel like he's done fighting. I really feel like this is a man who's done fighting. This is every sign that you would make other than retiring, to say that you don't really like doing this anymore, and you'd rather not do this anymore. And if you are going to do it, you're going to do it with as much of an advantage as you possibly can. He got humiliated against Adesanya. He got a meme made out of himself. And now, he doesn't come back for a year. Think about this. Adesanya fought Paulo Costa, Jan Blachowicz, then Marvin Vettori. Vettori himself, in like the second fight down the line of Adesanya's career, is turning around at the same time as Paulo Costa 2 fights before him in Adesanya's career. Paulo Costa has not showed up for a year. He got a hair transplant instead of showing up against, Robert Whittaker, I believe it was. And that was a #1 contender. That was a chance to get right back in the mix. Got a hair transplant, didn't show up. The next one against Jared Cannonier, don't get paid enough, not showing up to it. I'm assuming he's getting paid the same amount here to fight Marvin Vettori on a contract fight. So I guess, in a way, he's found a way to sort of water down who his next opponent is going to be. Maybe he didn't like his chances against Whittaker. Maybe he didn't like his chances against Cannonier. So now he's got Vettori, a bit of an easier matchup for himself in his own mind. And now he's actually going to show up. But he's not going to show up. He's going to have a weight advantage of about 10 or 15 pounds over Marvin Vettori. And he's going to do everything he possibly can to get the fight cancelled. This is how you get a fight cancelled. This is not a guy who wants to fight this weekend but struggled with a weight cut and said, look, I'll make 195, please, let's just do this, 195 pounds. I'll cut down to that weight and then we'll get this fight going. I'll give you 20% of my purse. I'll give you my win bonus if I win. Just let me show up this weekend and get a win in my record because I need to fight right now. That's the mindset Marvin Vettori has. Anything, just let me fight this weekend. I've showed up to fight. Paulo Costa, not making the weight, not trying to make the weight, refusing to give 20% of his purse, otherwise he's not fighting. And that's apparently an excuse from Vettori, and that would make Vettori a bad person if he cancelled this fight because of asking for the 20% of his purse. Paulo Costa is like leaving there no option but not having the fight happen. And they had a very weird exchange, and Marvin Vettori's even in the exchange laughing at him. Like, what are you even talking about right now, Paulo Costa? Have you never made weight? But this is what we've done for our entire career. We've made weight our entire career. And now you say no? No more weight cutting? I'm all open for a fucking 195-pound division. Honestly, I'm not open for a 195-pound division. Weird. That's my opinion on the situation. Very weird. Will it affect the outcome of the fight? I think it will. But I think the mental weakness that Paulo Costa has showed is almost a sign that I was correct to pick Marvin Vettori here. Paulo Costa just went on AWOL, didn't speak to anyone, didn't show up for fights, pulled out of fights for a hair transplant, pulled out of fights for not enough money. Vettori got right back in the gym, 48 hours later, he went for a run immediately after losing to Israel Adesanya. The same night, he went for a 5-mile run. And he's back looking for the number one contender that he can get his hands on, Paulo Costa. Vettori's got the mindset. He's the savage out of the two of them. I think Paulo's done with fighting. And someone was talking to me about this in my chat. There's so many options for him out there. Why would he fight in the UFC for less money? Paulo Costa could realistically sell a decent fight with Jake Paul or Logan Paul. Make a couple of million. Make some good money. He could fight Anderson Silva in a boxing match in Brazil. Make a couple of million. Make some good money. Why, if he knows he can't beat Adesanya, because why would he believe he can after that performance? At least Vettori had a performance where maybe he can say, you know what, I'm 28 years of age, Adesanya's 32, he'll be 34, I'll be 30, and then I'll have a chance at beating him. At least Vettori's performance, although losing clearly, was a performance that you can improve on. Paulo Costa got completely smoked, and I think Adesanya mentally broke him. I think he made him realise, you're never going to be champ, there's levels to this game. And I think Paulo Costa is a bit broken right now, but we'll see how it goes. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Click that button up there. I'm very confused. I don't know. See you later. We'll see what happens. I just can't wait for the fight now. It's made the fight way more interesting for some reason, but yeah.